Hello, it's Sarah at My Crafty Corner. I'm back with the embellishing of our little pocket tag flip albums. Or they're not really albums. Anyways, whatever we want to call it. We can put pictures in them if we want. We can do whatever. So I've already done these, and I'll do a flip through of those because they're not exactly the same. But I've also got these two that we did on camera, matting and all of that I'm going to embellish with you. So I'm going to set these to the side for just a minute. Now, I have not made the bands to go around these yet, like this has the band, right? Because I found that when I did them first, and then after I filled this up kind of with some of the embellishing, it does make a difference, you know, because see, like this one's like really hard. Of course, now you can go off the top with it, but then you have your ribbons too. So this one's a little difficult. I may actually end up having to, excuse me, make another one for this, but so this one, not too bad. You know, you just kind of have to work it. It's not, these ones are not too bad. So just, if you're going to do it before, just make sure that, you know, you've allowed yourself enough space to get it on there and get it off. Okay. So I think I'm going to wait. I'm going to go ahead and embellish these first, and then we'll do the bands for them. So to embellish, what I've got, I did do some new colored seam bonding, and this kind, normally I use the Hug Snug, but this kind I have, it's different. I don't know, it's this one, and I honestly, I can't remember where I got it. I may have ordered this off of Amazon, but you could just, anywhere you go into, just search seam bonding, and it should, you know, or you could go to Zipper Stop. Maybe that's what it is, I think. All right. So I just took off, I just unwound a bunch. I didn't even measure it. I just did a bunch. And I took just some Ziploc bags. I put it down in there, and I used my sprays. The green, I actually had a lot, so you can see there's still some in there, so I can, and I just closed it up because I might can use that to do a little bit more if I need to. This should be plenty to do. And all I used was the new Lumberjack Plaid Distress Spray Stain. And then I used Rustic Wilderness Distress Spray Stain and water. So that's what I've done to do that. And I also have hole reinforcers to use on here. Use these colors for that. And all I did was I took just these Avery, well, not that piece. Let me just chunk that. Don't need that. Oh my goodness, Sarah, get it out. All right, there. I just took that, the plain white ones, and these are awesome because then you can just ink them up and you can make them custom to whatever it is that you're doing. Right? So, just did that. And actually, here, well, let's see. I'll just do one. I'll just do some. Why not? I probably won't glossy accent these, but I can show you what I did. And I'm gonna do red because I want to use this Lumberjack Plaid, just a blending tool. Just, that's simple as that. And of course, they look pretty dark here, but you can see they did dry a little bit lighter. And two, when you put the glossy accents on there, it is gonna make it look a little different. So once this dries, it won't be as dark. But I just saturate it pretty much. Get as much on there as I can. Of course, you can go, you know, lighter, darker, however you want. I like the dark red myself. So to make it a little darker, which you can do, and I did on these, but I didn't ink them as much as I did the others that I used, I don't think. And I'll just go back through and hit it up until I get it to where I want it. Okay, and then I'll put that to the side. And then what I did is I went over it with my Distress Walnut stain. And then that will make it even darker. And I'm only gonna do just a little bit of this. And it could make a difference if you allow this to dry all the way and then do the glossy accents, because on those, they were pretty much just as soon as I got finished. So I'm just gonna do that mini with that. And then I'm gonna take my glossy accents, and then I just fill it in. You could do the foiling technique on here. That would be really pretty. I don't have any foil, really. I've got the shiny, so I don't want to add anything extra, and I'm a little sloppy there with that, but that's the idea. And then when it dries, you'll have a nice shiny hole reinforcement, and too, it adds a little something extra to it. I'm just going to set that over here to the side so that can dry. Or you don't have to add anything. You could just ink it and use it the way that it is. So, all right. Put that to the side, and then we'll move on and do these. I'm going to put those to the side as well. So on these, I haven't put my hole reinforcers. And I did mark where they need to go, and all I did for that was I just laid my ruler down. Of course, it's upside down, but that's okay. I can read upside down, I guess. So I just got this in there. Just kind of centered that. Took my pencil and then just kind of moved it down and marked, right? It doesn't have to be exact, but it's at least close enough, right? And for this one, I'm going to use the red. And so I just place it. I usually line my hole reinforcer up with like the top of the paper. And then I just give that a good go press down there. And then just regular hole punch. One thing I like about using these two is because I like for there not to be anything really showing after you've punched it out. And if you use your Crocodile, obviously it's going to be a smaller one. So let's see. I'm going to use green on this one, and I'm going to use red on this one. Okay. And then I do need to, I'm actually going to pull these out because I don't want to punch through all of that. Ooh. Like that. And like that. Of course, with this craft and then the layers of the paper, makes it extra sturdy. And then once you've got those punched, go to the other side and then just line those up, and there you go. Okay. And we'll stick Use red on there. And then we'll do the same thing with the tags. And with this one, I'm going to run through and I'm going to do these right quick. And then I'll be back to show you how we're going to do our ribbon. We've got the whole reinforcers on, all the tags and the little flips. Ooh. I'm going to do the little one here first. Let's go ahead and take these back out. And I'm going to do red. I pretty much stuck with the red on these. I wished I'd have gotten those just a little bit darker. The other ones I have seen darker. I don't know. Maybe I just didn't. Who knows what I did. All right. So I'm just going to take my seam binding here. And I got mine really crinkledy. And I'm just going to snip some off. And I'm going to try to kind of pull mine out just a little bit. Just because I feel like it makes it easier when we go to tie the bow. You can see how some of it didn't get quite as much ink as the rest, but that's okay. Well, okay, there we go. So I just pulled it through like this because we're just gonna make a little bow, and it makes the top full when you do it on the front and back, and then the ones on the inside as well. And I like that. I think that makes it look really cute and fun and festive. All right, so making sure I'm on the right side here. So I'm just gonna pull that like that. And of course, I'm not great at making bows. I'm just gonna tell you. My fingers get in the way. But you know, just gonna do my best. And this ribbon, it wants to roll, and that bugs me. Hang on. Let's just do it. And then we'll fix it. Okay. Actually, well, for the small one here, this is okay. And then we just get it fixed how we want it. And then I am gonna trim that one just a little bit. I think that one's probably okay. And there we go. And then I'm gonna do the same thing for the back side. And I don't even measure, I'm just however much I think is enough. And I want the bow to the back side, just like I did on these. I actually think I kind of like this because we've got several different tones of reds going on, so it's just, you know, mainly reds, right? Which makes it kind of cool. Okay. Just pull that. Wrap it. Okay. And let's see. And I know y'all are probably enjoying watching me piddle with this bow. It is not, I like that not to be so crinkled in the little part, but we're just gonna leave it. I'm not even gonna trim them. I think they look pretty decent. I actually like that one better than I do this one, so we'll just leave it like that. All right. And then for these, all I did was, and I'm still gonna go with the red. Okay, where did my end go? an end. There it is in my hand. Jeez, okay. Now I'm not as much on this as on those because we're not gonna do a bow on these. So I'm just gonna cut, I think that should be plenty there. Like that. All right. And then all we're gonna do on this, I'm just gonna take it, I'm just gonna loop it through like that. And I probably will have to trim these down. I think I got it a little long, but that's okay. And then for these, now on some of them I did use like the baker's twine. But this one, I think, and I kind of like it better. I'm just going to use some jute. And I'll just cut a bit off, and that's probably way too much too, but for me, I have to allow myself enough room. So I haven't even attached those. They're just up through that. And then when we go to pull this, if I can get it all out. All right. I'm just gonna hold that, and I'm just gonna pull and tighten that there. Like that. And then tie a bow with my jute. And of course that's way too much, way too big of loops. Depending on whether or not you want to leave the tails really long. I did on some. The jute, they kind of have a mind of their own. They just want to go wherever. Like this wants to twist. That drives me insane. And I'm sure it's just the way that I've pulled it. You probably could get it to where it would do better. So I'm just going to pull these. And I'm just going to snip them. And I'm going to keep these. I'm not throwing any of those little bits and things away. Okay. And then that one will go there. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and cut me some jute. Or twine. Yeah. Okay. And straighten that up. And then I'm going to do the other ones when I get through with this one. I'll go ahead and do the other ones really quick. I think I'm going to use green on those. I ended up with more green than I did red because like I said, I didn't, when I went to do them, I didn't measure. Did not measure. Okay. I started to, and then I was like, nah. Too much for me. To make it easier. See how that twists like that? I don't like that. And I am pretty sure it's just because of this twine and it's how I've pulled it and all that business, but geez. You're probably like, woo, she's struggling. You're right. I do when it comes to bows. They're not my best thing to do. Okay. That'll be okay for now. Put that over there. And then stick that down in there like that. All right, so I'm gonna go through and get all of these done and I'll be back. All right, I'm gonna jump in here right quick because I did do, and I don't think that it matters really, but on the trifold one here, of course, this is the front, so I did the bow on the front. And then I did a bow on all three, so I did a bow also on the inside front, if that makes sense. Like, so this one is going to be to the inside, and then of course the back one there, the bow will be to the outside. Does that make sense? I don't guess it really matters. But I just wanted it, when you open it, that this is what you see, is the bow itself here. And that's still not the greatest of bows, but there we go. I'm not going to trim that just yet. I'll come back and do that in a little bit. So I laid it out like this, and I tied this bow on. Then I flipped it over and I tied this one on, and then I'm going to do one on this side here. That way then when you flip it open, you have a bow, well, you have a bow on the front page, you have a bow on the inside, front, the middle there, and then you'll have one to the back as well. Maybe that makes sense. And if you, I mean, if yours is not, it's not gonna matter really. It's not gonna be as crucial, I don't think. Okay, this bow here, and I'm gonna go ahead and trim that one. It's a little long. Yeah, we'll get this way. All right, so here's what we got, because this is going to be the back side. So this is front side, the inside, and that's just the quick bows, and then the back side. Okay, and I don't mind those like sticking up a bit. Actually, kind of like that. I like it. It makes it look a little full, right? Okay. And then I did trim down already these. I'm gonna run through and do those right quick. Just wanted to jump in and, you know, explain. That way you have a bow to the front, you have a bow to the front, and then when you open it, you have a bow. This even looks cute from the back. So, and I didn't mind anything on the back sides because you can add pictures or whatever there. I think that'd be really cute. Okay. So tags. Okay, so I've got all the ribbons. That probably is what was taking me the longest anyways, is because I piddle with it anyways. So I've got that done, right? And so now we're going to embellish. I'm going to start with this smaller one first. And I have a couple of things I've already done. So I took that paper, I had, you know, a scrap piece left over, and I just fussy cut out one of the little cars, and then I backed it on some craft, and then we just ink around it. I might have already done that, I can't tell, to be honest with you, but so we've got that that I'm going to embellish with, and also, oops, I'm going to use some of this washi tape. This is from Tim Holtz. This is from this year's, I do believe. And I'm just going to pull a bit of this. I'm just going to cut it. And then I'm actually going to tear it in half. Okay. Ooh, before I do that, let me stick that to the side. I almost forgot. Something else that I had been doing. Let me just show you one of these. I don't know which is which or what I've done on which one, but here's one with cars. So this one, actually, no, because I haven't done anything on that one yet. Never mind. Let me just grab another one. Ooh, see, this is why I think it's probably important to wait and pull. Anyways, we'll grab this one because it's pretty easy. So this is what I've done. So I'm just going to kind of mimic this a bit on here. And so all I've done is I took this, and I know there's a glare on that. Big time with my thing there. So this one's CMS 459, and of course I will have to have this linked in the description box below. So I'm just gonna pull that right here. I'm not even using a block. And now you could do this part before, you know, before you attach these down. it doesn't bother me, so I'm just gonna do like this, and I'm not inking up the entire thing, only the top part. And I'm just going to, like that, what I get's what I get. And I didn't do too bad about getting it on the thing, right? And then I'm just gonna stamp off on a piece of paper there. You can tell I've been doing a lot on that. And then I'm going to go for the bottom part on this one, I think. So I'm just gonna ink that up as best I can. And I'll turn it sideways. And I'm just gonna press, just like that. And I'm using Vintage Photo Archival for that. And it doesn't leave a full impression, but that's okay. And I didn't do too bad about getting it on the actual cardstock, so just do whatever. All right, set that to the side. And then I took my washi tape. There's that stuck down. I'm just gonna go with it like that. And let's see. I have, just gonna put them back in there real quick. All right, so now I had the little buckle things, and I've used that on some. I didn't use it on these. I don't think I'm doing it on this one. I think I'm gonna do that on those. So like this one, I did it. I did that one there. I did it on all of these actually. So I did one here. I just ran it the length of that stripe. This one I did down here. Just I hung the little tag on one of these instead of all of them. I did a buckle there. And then I have Holly Jolly, and I did the Santa Claus with a little stamp, and then one of those little stamps here. Yeah, it's cute. I like it. Okay. All right, and I just left this one, I just stamped it, and I just left it like it is because it's on the back, and it doesn't have to have, not everything has to have something, right? Side, and I'll show you the way I did these with this. I actually peeled the glitter part off of that backing. So, all right. So these two, I'm gonna call them done. Except, well, no, I'm not gonna call it done. I still got to do the little band part for this one. So let me. Why does that want to do that? Get that on there. I think the more you put it on and off, it probably will work itself out too. So, okay. So now we've still got to do the band part on this one. Okay. And on this one, we're going to go ahead and embellish on this. On this one, I am going to use a Santa Claus. A Santa Claus, okay. We are going to do some buckles. Which one do we want to do? We'll do a few. Got some strips there, don't know how many I'll need. And I think this time around I'm going to use a green. I just stamped and then cut out, and I just cut them with my scissors. I left a little bit, you can't tell much, pretty much right up to that line. But we'll do that one there. And I just stamped and then cut out a bunch of these. And these are, of course, these are from Tim Holtz. This is from Tim Holtz, Stampers Anonymous, and ooh, it's on one of those sets. I never can remember which one's which. It is linked in the description box below, though, and I just used that larger little tag that's in that die set. These, I don't know if I think I've already said, these are, I looked on Amazon. I couldn't find the ones that I purchased. Like I said, I've had them for a while, so they might not even make them anymore. I'm not sure. But just, you know that you can search and maybe find something. You might have something more local to me, you know, to you that has something like that than I do. Hobby Lobby might carry them. I really have no idea. Let's see. We will need a garment pin. I'm only going to do one little tag. And for this, I could do... actually, no, I'm going to do two. I'm going to do two for this one. So get my garment pins, and then I'm going to pick... I don't want a green, and I want a red. So we could say it's the most wonderful time of the year. Deck the halls. I think we'll do Deck the halls in green. And I think we will do Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas in red. All right. These are the two that I chose to go on the outside to be our band. So I cut it in that gold. That's also going to be linked in the description box below. And I also cut one out in craft so that I can double these up so that they're not as flimsy. And... let's see. I did, and I'll go ahead and I'll show you these because I did stamp them and cut them out, and I haven't even used them. I should have used one. We might can use it in here. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see here. Like, maybe not that one. I like this. This is the bottle brush stamp set, the newer stamp set. It's so cute. I like it. But I don't know if I'm going to use it in this. I don't know. I just stamped it and cut them out. I was just having a good time stamping and cutting. And I hadn't used it yet, so I thought I would do that. I am going to go ahead and ink this one. And I just went around the edges of those. And then I just lightly kind of went across the top. And I stamped these out on like cream color cardstock. But I still want to kind of knock down some of that brightness. And then I will do the same thing with these. Go around and ink. And I'm just using what's left on my tool here. No sense in dipping it again. There's plenty to ink with on there. Like that. Okie doke. And then, all right, so these, I don't know which one's going to be on which yet, but I'm going to put those to the side so I don't use those. And then I also have some of these little stamps that I stamped out. I'll try to link that in the description box below as well. I don't think I had it in the last video, but I can put those in there. I like that one, so we're going to use it. And also there is dies that you can use to cut these out as well. I just trimmed it with my scissors because I actually started trimming them and I was like, oh wait, I got dies, and I was like, yeah, I've already got them trimmed, so it's okay. Ink around my Santa. Now for him, on the other ones that I used him, because he's pretty thick, I actually had tore off the back. And I like to have a few little boo-boos. Since I haven't made the band for this one yet, I'm gonna just leave him as is. And let's see. Now, this one is the one I had to end up using the textured, and I don't know how well that stamp will stamp on there. I don't know, but I'm gonna try it and see. So I know I want these things, and I want 1, 2, we'll do 3. We'll do those. Alrighty. And I'm just gonna go with this one again because I think it's my favorite one out of all of those. And I'm just gonna go in and, because I don't know yet. Didn't need that whole thing inked, but that's okay. And I'm just gonna oh, I don't know. It's kind of alrighty. So I did do that, and you can tell the texture, and it's okay. Just something, you know, to have, I guess, in the background. It'll be all right. I'm gonna leave that one plain, and I'm gonna add maybe one on this one, and take my pencil, and I'm just gonna mark and then trim that off. Okay. And I'm gonna take my ink. I'm gonna go ahead and ink this edges of these first. That glitter does tear up the blending tool though, just so you know, and it doesn't get exact. All right, so there's that. And then which one do we want to use? We want to use this one. I think the oval one is actually my favorite. I think I'm going to use this little one right here. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel. I'm actually going to peel this off. Like that. This bigger, thicker part, actually that one didn't do all the way. Yeah. I mean, not that this is necessary. I just like having that to be a little bit thinner so that it doesn't add any extra bulk to that already. And then we'll just run it through. And then this one, I'm not going to do a buckle on it. I think I'm just going to do it on the center one there. And I'm going to do one of the little tags on this one. And I think I'll do the deck the halls. Deck the halls. So I'm just going to loop it onto my little pen here. And I'm just going to stick this right up into, I don't know if you can see that. It actually probably would have been better because I don't want it to be stuck right through the thing, but I've already got that tied and I don't want to undo it. So it might be better to actually stick that on while you're tying it, and then it can have a little bit more movement, because like this is now, it's gonna be like weird. fix that. Like that. All right, and then I'm actually gonna trim these because that's gonna bug me. Them all sticking out like that. Okay. And then I'm just gonna stick that one back down in there. That. Okay. And there's that. Alrighty. I feel like, does that look alright? He is thick too. I feel like I should have probably done something on that one, but that's okay. I'm not going to. I'm gonna leave it. That one's super thick, isn't it? I don't remember the rest of them feeling as thick, but that's okay. Now we're gonna go in and do our little bits here. Make sure that these fit in here, and they do. Okay. So pretty much all I did was I placed this on here like this. So you kind of see maybe where I wanted that to go. And then, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fold this, because I'm probably gonna have it up here, but I'm gonna fold it at this thickest part down here. Okay. And so I'm just gonna fold this around, fold this around. Okay, and make sure it's got a little room there. Okay, this side does. Like that. And then I just took this and I just whacked this piece off. Like I just picked a spot and cut. It doesn't matter. And then I took this and I laid it down here, evening it up as best as I can without smashing it completely flat. And I just kind of traced a little line. And then I took my sport tape or my scrapbook.com tape, whichever you want to call it. And I just put it there on the end. Okay. Like that. And then I attached it together. And I'm just gonna line it up to that mark. Now it's not even. I'm trying to line the sides up. One of mine is just a little bit longer. You know, like when I trimmed it, I didn't cut it straight. It's hard to do when you're cutting these little thin ones. So I'm just gonna kind of help that like just go off into oblivion there. You're not even gonna know. Maybe. Well, maybe this side too a little bit. No, don't cut the buckle. Don't cut the buckle. Okay. And then, so yeah. So then this is gonna slide on like that, right? Yeah. So let's check it. Make sure it's gonna go. And yes. All right, so then we want to put some of that glitter cardstock on it, right? And this one, here's one, maybe this one's a little smaller. Yeah, that'll work. Maybe this one's a little smaller. Nope. Okay. And I'm just gonna mark that with my pencil as well, and then I'm just gonna trim it down. Okay. This one could be good enough size for that. And these ones are just a little bit long. I don't have any that are smaller than that. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hold them together. I'm gonna keep that one there with that. I'm gonna hold it as best I can and trim. I would have been better off to have just tried to cut down another piece, but I don't really have, I've got like one little strip of this stuff left, so. And I think that's gonna be okay. Alrighty, so let's go through here and ink these up really quick. Alright, now, I'm just gonna peel back a little bit of that, line this up. Try to get it on there as straight as I can. Now, I did not peel the little backer part off of this card, the actual cardstock, because I want this to be pretty sturdy, so I left that on. Now, to get this on the top, instead of having to try to weave that in and out, I'm just gonna move this around to this side like that, because it's not attached down yet. And then I'm gonna do the same thing with this side. And just trying to keep that at least where there's a little bit of the craft showing on each side. Okay. And you could leave that one over on this. It doesn't really matter. We could do it like that. Sure, why not? Okay, and then I'm just gonna take a little bit of my glue here and attach the little side pieces down right here. Okay. And you may have to hold it a second because this sticking to that, well, I can't even think, that glitter paper, it probably will take a minute for it to grab, and I done got glue all over my piece there. All right, so maybe that's good. And let's see. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't add that. Well, that's okay. Here, let me see. I almost forgot. I'm just gonna ink the back side of this just a little bit. Not that it's really gonna matter. I should have stuck it to that one first, but that's okay. I'm just gonna put some glue around on this one. And then I'm just gonna stick it to the back side of that because I want it to be more sturdy. Okay. That one I'll attach them two together first before I actually do it on the thing. Okay. I think that's good enough. Good enough. Good enough. Okay. And voila. There it is. That's so cute, right? I love it. It's fun. Alrighty, and then this one will go on here. We hope. Ooh. Yeah, there we go. Like that. And maybe we want one down at the bottom. I don't know. This one's a little bit more flexible than the others, but that's okay. Hey, okay, so I wanted to come back in here. I had forgot, so I was gonna add this in to show you a way maybe that you can do your own buckles if you don't have these kinds of dies. So I was thinking, and I remembered having this in my stash, and I don't really use it that much, or I don't even know if I've ever used it, to be honest with you. This came from Hobby Lobby. They might still have them, they might not, I'm not sure. But I was thinking that if you have something like this, or just look in your stash and see what you have, you can get your punches or your dies, whatever type of shapes you have, and make your own little buckles. So I just put this in here, punched, and then, and I know that's probably got a glare, and I'm gonna try to line that as best I can, and then you just go in and punch that, and voila, you could have your own little buckle. And let's see, I don't know if I have a piece small enough to sit through there. This one might be a little too small, but I mean, you might want it a little bit bigger than that, but that could still look really cute, right? Or if you have the one that like punch the holes for the little buttons or whatever, I think that could be nice to use. So just look through your stash and see what you have. I think this is for ribbons, so you could run a ribbon through there, or what I would do, and what I did in mine, and I don't know if I showed this or not. Let's see, what do I got, a scrap piece later on here? Yeah. So I just took my cardstock, which this is not even. Let me just try to even it up a little bit. So all I did was I took my buckle and I lined it up right here, and I don't know if you can see that very well. Can you see? I can't see. Let me zoom you in maybe. Okay, so maybe you can see that good. So I laid my buckle down where that hole is at, and I can just see the corner there of my cardstock. And all I did was I took my pencil and I just marked on the other inside right here. Just a little mark that gives me that little thing there. Get that shiny out of your face. And trimmed that. Of course, this is probably not straight, so, but that's okay. We're just gonna eyeball it. Ooh. Yeah, that end's not as straight as this end. And then run that through like that. And there you go. That'd be really cute. And you wouldn't, I mean, you could mat. You don't have to mat. My cutting wasn't very straight, but just an example, you know, of how you can do your own. You could probably get yours a little more centered than mine. Mine's not very centered at all. But I think that turned out really cute. If you have square dies, any kind of little, the little postage stamp ones would work great. Squares, rectangles, circles, just whatever kind you have, that could be a way to do your own. All right. So we'll get back into the other part. All right, so that's got our little tag, flip pockets, embellished, and ready to go to do whatever. They make nice little gifts. I guess we could use them for stocking stuffers. If you have photos, you could put in there, you know, for someone. And it could be a card. You know, it's just a little more than a card, but that's okay too. I think they're adorable. They were fun to make. And yeah, so trying to clean up just a little bit. Whoop. So some of the things we ended up not using, and that's fine. You didn't have to do, you know, you don't have to do the same on every single one. Necessarily. And of course it's different from this one. But this is how many we've got. 2 larger ones, 4 smaller ones, and just using a few sheets of cardstock, seam binding, and they were fun. Fun, fun, fun. I could do a little flip through, I guess, of each one. So like this one, I only did 1 tag. I did the band there, band here, the Santa, the Holly Jolly. Did this the same way I did on that one, except I did this one in the center. Just added the cute little holly leaves there. Yeah. And so that, we just did this one, so we know what that one looks like. We did that one, so we know what that one looks like. I will try my best. So this one I did the same here, except I used the Santa and Just Believe. I used a couple of those little washies, just that, and some of the little stamp things. This one I used the, oh, what you call it? Baker's twine, I guess, what you call that? Colored twine. And this one is the one I was having difficulties with. It's a little tight, but it's okay. There we go. And then this one, we've seen that one as well. With the, because the other here, we've got pretty much just like this one. Yeah. All right, so that's what I've got for you for this video. Hope you like that. If you do, please give me a thumbs up. You can subscribe to my channel. Click that notification bell and you'll be notified when I upload a video. And thank you for watching.